Hello and welcome to Our Quilted Homestead. This video will be part 2 of our beekeeping blog series. In the last video we discovered that one of our beehives had gone queenless. My mentor, Master Beekeeper Bill Grimmett, helped me go through the hive and brought 2 frames of bee brood and resources in hopes that the hive would raise a new queen from one of the eggs. We also installed a second hive from a package. It has been about 3 days since we installed the new package bees. Our first task is to go through the new hive and make sure the queen is out of her cage. The queen was already out, so we chose not to disturb these bees any more than necessary, and we moved on to the next hive. It's been 2 to 3 weeks from the time that we added frames with new eggs and larvae into this hive, so we're checking to see if they have made any queen cells. As before, we did not see an adult queen, and unfortunately, we also did not see any queen cells. The eggs that we had put in on the previous inspection were now capped brood. The bees need eggs or very newly hatched larvae to be able to raise them into a new queen. So now that the brood is all older and capped, we're going to have to try a different method. We put a caged queen in the hive in the same way as when I installed the package bees in the previous video. 4 days later, we're back in the same hive, this time checking to see if the bees have accepted their new queen. So it looks like they accepted her?
That's what it looks like to me. It's when they cling to that thing and they want to get in there and they won't turn loose, that's usually a sign. I'm never saying 100%
That's great.
of anything. But what I want to do now is to go through and check again to make sure we don't see a queen.
Okay.
I'm gonna set this queen right here. Since this hive accepted the new queen, all we have to do now is wait to see if the hive starts growing again. "10 days later and I'm back in the hives again. This time I'm making sure that these hives have plenty of food for them to use for building out comb and feeding larvae. I also want to make sure that the queens in both hives are alive and laying eggs.
These frames are full of capped brood, which means this queen is doing very well. The frames in the hive that we requeened are now full of larvae and brood. I'm also beginning to see that the bees are storing nectar, as spring is just beginning at the time of this video being recorded. As the nectar flow from the local flowers begins, I will feed the bees less sugar syrup and eventually stop feeding them sugar altogether. Both of these hives began to grow very quickly after this inspection. In the next video in this series, we get quite the surprise from both of these colonies. Thank you for watching this video. Check in soon to see part 3 of the series, where we end up rescuing our bees from the top of a tree. If you liked this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content from our Quilted Homestead.